Good afternoon. Hello. It's me, Angie from Learn Love Tarot, here to bring you messages of direction towards our best and highest good, using the energetics of the daily moon cycle and also the planetary aspects surrounding us, which are popping off just like these cards. Okay, we've got the 5 again, not surprised. The Selkie. We've got Sisterhood of Reciprocity. And this is what I wanted to speak about today because I feel like I cracked a code here. We had the north and south nodes change symbols. I'm going to put my notes here in the description of the chat box for you. Jude, popping in during, it's almost halftime for the game. So I thought I would pop in and do us a quick little read. Thank you for being here. Okay, we've got, the dancer here, 24, and that's the number I referenced back to the day of the lovers. We've got the scholar, so Hierophant energy all over my notes as well. Click on that link so you can follow along. I won't have time today to get into what I feel like is a huge discovery about my notes, but it's all about how are we to transform so that we can join into the fun of the truth here about our desires. This 33 energy, the thief of our peace, exile right here, feeling like we've been left behind by something, but we're leaving ourselves behind. Okay. We're trying to, get an ear squeezy. We're trying to kind of skip over or skim over one of these lessons or the lesson of transformation. We're not focusing on ourself. We're focusing on transformation outside of us. So if that is what you are wishing for, we know that we have to transform on the inside first so that our micro affects our macro. All right, we still got the moon in Taurus until tonight. So let's see what's on. Look who's back. These were shuffled already, and I wasn't even going to use this deck today. This is what Spirit wanted us to know on the last reading. King of Wands has been coming out like crazy. See the snake of transformation here. And we talked about Apollo being the only thing right now, Apollo, the asteroid in Leo, and that is in sunshine just after a storm. Okay, so here's your opulence and your sunshine, throwing caution to the wind as a Page of Wands, highly creative energy, lots of passion here. This could be the King of Wands arriving with the wand of passion. And this is 10 of Cups. This is somebody that you already know and love and that already loves and knows you. So someone in your close circle of friends, loved ones, everybody that you care about. And if we don't step through this circle, through this portal, then we're not going to get a chance to use our magic here with the 3 of Pentacles, which was the heart of the reading, crossed by the Magician. So lots of Magician energy, and there is the King of Cups of diplomacy we've been seeing too. This is what brings in balanced partnership, guys. So let's see where we go here today. We have the Selkie here, number 5, and the woman in total control of herself deck. Sisterhood of Reciprocity is a 43. That'd be a 7. Guess our reading is ready. Okay, so it did land in reverse, and this is the Page of Pentacles. This is representative of Pandora's box. And I don't want to F with Pandora's box. I know what happens when that happens. You've got to go through the pain of birth, the pain of transformation. You got to go through the pestilence. You got to go through all the bad things to get to the hope that's at the bottom of the box, so that that energy will always balance out, just like the seasons changing, just like the cycle of life process, right? 6th grade science. So y'all are coming out as Page of Pentacles when we're supposed to be utilizing. So it feels like you're just now opening up some information or opening up something new here. And we did have Black Moon Lilith finally click over into the next lesson and check this out. It is a rabbit metamorphosed into a fairy. So my last reading was Enter the Sandman by Metallica. And it was all about what monsters are hiding under our bed. I talked a lot about fairies. Tinkerbell is trying to lead you through the door. Okay, she's trying to lead you through it. And there was so much resistance in that reading. It was so hard to pin down. Like, well, what are we waiting for here? What are we waiting for? And we don't understand that monster is under our own bed, and that is that of our psyche, our unconscious. And to get that luck turning in our favor, we really have to be, that's Jupiter and Cancer. We really need to be sending our own selves into a harmonious blend again, so that our inner reality is balanced, then our outer reality will follow suit. Let's see what our situation is here. What are we clinging to? So on my notes, I have a koala bear clinging to his it's not a sugar cane, I forget what they eat, eucalyptus, but I turned it upside down because it's like clinging onto the bumper of something. Okay, let's see what this is all about here. Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean, Ange? Our opportunity is not to run away from this. We're facing the monster under our bed. We're facing our subconscious, our psyche, okay? And Seven of Swords is, again, trying to get away without the metamorphosis. We've got to open the scary box in order to get to the hope that's at the bottom, okay? There's our Cinderella energy there of the Two of Pentacles. Hey, Miss Peg. Hey, Ruby's Lighthouse. Diana and Judy. Thank you guys so much for being here. You know, I'm not a fan of the quickie in any kind of any kind of sort, but here we are because I'm doing a halftime reading during a halftime here. So in the recent past, this is still all about the full moon in Aries, guys. It was the harvest moon, and we're supposed to be reaping what we've sown here. You're all dressed up and ready for the ball. And like I said on the last one, I could not figure out, well, why aren't we going up the dang steps then? Let's see if we get to find out today. Yeah, this is all about mind, all about our mindset. Queen of Swords, Gemini energy. We did just have Gemini, Uranus and Gemini regress back and retrograde to the very first lesson, which is a glass bottomed boat in still water. Emotions are coming. The water in this deck is very, very calm and still. Okay. And this is about uncovering fresh, new dimensions of life. Hence the Mint song, that is MINT by Queen Herbie, attached to the description box there. Okay. And in the near future, what do we get to face? What monster are we facing under our bed? More thoughts. Three of Swords. Why has God forsaken me? Why? Well, because we're focusing on the fear of Three of Swords, right? If we're clinging to that, nope, I got to protect myself. Nope, I don't trust anybody. Well, we don't have to trust anybody is the big lesson. We have to trust ourselves to be able to discern, okay? What is a pipe dream that leaves us feeling empty versus Neptune being in Aries, regressing there? What is the reality of this situation? Okay. So with that, a woman rises out of the water. This is Neptune, Aries 1. Guys, a woman rises out of the water and a seal embraces her. That's becoming the essence seed of our own soul's incarnation. The first lesson of Aries, the baby of the zodiac. That is the very first Sabian lesson of 360. And what seeds are we planting here? What seeds do we want to plant? That's why we're here. We've got a whole North Node happening in Pisces through next July. And this is about not running away or walling ourselves, warding off heartache by not participating. Like, I ain't opening that box. I know it's in there, Ange. It came out in reverse. And I couldn't figure out why we weren't opening the box before. But with the water trine, there's still the water trine between Black Moon Lilith, which is our rabbit metamorphosing into a fairy. And remember that in the water trine charms, we got a rabbit coming out. Then we also have Jupiter in Cancer. And I already read that one to you. And then we have Daddy Saddy. Oh, Daddy. At the top of that point. Okay. And it's a harvest moon. This just changed. Saturn has been very slow. We went from a full moon. Okay. The full moon of the Aries full moon. And now we are in a disseminating moon where we are to accept the ride that we created ourselves, right? It's where we regroup, where we breathe, where we kind of lift our hands up and say we. But if we're not going we, or we're saying I'm bored, that is our mind fighting against us. This is all mental strife, guys. So if we're focusing on sorrows of the past, we're going to continue to get more of that. If we are clinging to an old way or an old relationship, an old tradition, the way we were brought up, perhaps, of you staying no matter what, and F your own happiness, that's not what happens in a Pluto transformation in Aquarius. It's just not. We will experience the thunderstorms of life, and that is in the Sabian lesson of an unexpected thunderstorm. Okay, those thunderstorms are always going to happen. And here the block is, again, facing the truth is that it's us. We're the monster under the bed. It's our mind. Okay. What does Spirit want us to know about this is that you're going to step into your King of Swords. And when you unite those two energies, when we use that discernment of truth to move forward and go up the steps, go into the ball, we get to move forward very quickly. King of Swords seeks the truth. He is the truth, and he moves toward that truth, no matter how hard it is. There's our fancy, very, very unique card of this deck. This is not in any other deck. This is the Angel of the Night. And the not effervescent, the phosphorus, I always want to call them effervescent, like she's Tums or something, or Alka-Seltzer, I guess that'd be. But these are phosphorus butterflies representing the moon. Okay, so whatever we've been trying to not heal, or whatever blame we placed outside of ourselves, right? Our experience is still going to be our experience. We feel the feelings, but we don't harbor them and hold them in their body, because that in itself is that mental prison, and it robs us of our peace, the thief of peace. It is a 33, which is a 6 energy of the lovers. Okay, let's extend this outcome here. What I just say. So when we get our own, when we use that discernment to discover our truth, and what Spirit wants us to know is move towards that truth. Do not cling on to truths of the past. Okay, we use that pain and alchemize it into wisdom with the temperance energy. And when we do that, this is our pat on the back from Angel of the Night. And her black feathers are soft and welcoming. You can sink yourself into them and allow her to carry us into calmer waters, so they say. 6 of Swords energy. She's like, I got this, boo. There's just this one thing. There's just this one thing. Okay. And I keep getting the On a Silver Moon song. I can't find it. I can't find the lyrics, who it's attached to. I saw a guy with long dark hair, and I thought it was like Neil Young. Couldn't find it. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's On a Silver Moon. Don't even know what the song's about. Speaking of, the song of the day is, I don't know, don't judge. It is what it is. It's Weezer. And it is from the Green album, and it's called Hash Pipe. So you got your big dreams. Yep. Okay. And I always thought it said you got your big dreams. I found 3 different lyric meanings. You got your big G's, you got your big D's, and you got your big cheese. So I don't know if this is a whole lesson in who moved my cheese, but when you balance and go towards your own personal truth, dig out that last shadow from underneath the bed, love it up, and say, yeah, that'd be me. But love them anyway. On my notes, I put a few journal questions for us. In a past event, where did we continue to try to put a square peg into a round hole? We've all done that. It's part of the human experience. So even if you have to go back to when you're a teenager, actually, that's preferable. The younger, the better. When were we continuing to try to put a square peg in a round hole? And how long did we do that for? What fear of change held us tight in making that decision? What happened when we finally released and let go? Open the damn box. Okay, what happened when we opened the box? And then what do we learn from that once we had 2020 hindsight? In our adult brains, if we are writing a letter to our teenager brain, what advice would you give them about trying to fit that square hole into a round peg? Without even thinking about it, you know what advice you'd say. You guys are all so freaking smart. You're highly intuitive. This is a spiritual journey. The lessons are harder. If you're here, that's an elevation of consciousness. Okay. We're all trying to ride this Merkaba soul chariot here into higher consciousness to live out our best timelines this lifetime. Okay. And in order to do that, do that light work is even just, hey, check out this channel. Hey, you look great today. Find something, even a stranger, to compliment that on. That is good energy. That is positive karma that gets the ball rolling in our favor. Good times with friends, getting in our higher vibration. This is all about a lack mindset, guys. And when we balance it, here comes the 2 of Cups of balanced energy. Okay. There's on a silver moon. So a super moon, I don't know if you guys been checking it out. It's been gorgeous. It's beautiful. But it's closer to the earth, right? So it's going to seem brighter. On a silver moon. Does anybody know that yet? You do love you some ways. Well, good. And look, there's our owl also came out on the water charms, along with that hummingbird we saw on the star the other night, all on the water charms. Okay. Now, if you felt exiled, what do we learn a lesson perhaps too from trying to fit that square peg into a hole, and it got us nowhere, right? And as a matter of fact, it might have gotten us kicked out of something, right? I remember mouthing off to my coach at the end of who me, the end of 7th grade cheer season, and guess who didn't get to cheer 8th grade year? And that's the only year I did not cheer. I cheered all through high school, both football and basketball, because I learned that lesson. You don't disrespect people that are trying to help you. I know why. I know what was going through in my family situation, but we're supposed to be participating here with this Libra sun in collective new understandings. Now, right now we are in 3 of Swords energy. We're still in the 2nd decan through tomorrow. And then tomorrow is Sunday. Then Monday, we're into the 4 of Swords of healing. Okay, so healing is coming, but it's got to get a little messy first. Okay, it's got to get a little messy, and this has to do with our Neptune and Aries here. So on the bottom of the deck, what is fueling that Page of Swords? Well, 3 of Cups. Okay, and there is our rabbit, and there is our tabby cat. Now, it's not a tortoiseshell cat. What is it? It's just a tabby cat, right? That is crossing our Page of Pentacles energy, which is this Three of Cups vibe here we see down the center line. All right, our Hermit is guiding our Queen of Swords. We've learned the lesson. I said that the other night. We've learned the lesson, okay? There's so many asteroids currently in Virgo. Our Fortuna or the cornucopia, our luck, turning the tide for us or against us. Listen to this one, 5 Virgo, another 5, a man dreaming of fairies. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Okay. It's the monster is under the bed and it's in our own psyche, opening up to the more subtle dimensions of reality. We also have panacea, the salve, the remedy, and prosperity. Prosperina are clinking glasses at 15 Virgo, which is an ornamental handkerchief, is the symbol. And that's about reorientation. We're reorienting ourselves to a more balanced approach. King and Queen of Swords. Using discernment doesn't mean that we need to off with their heads and cut out everything till we have nothing, right? It only means that we're looking at the ways in which we have toppled our own balanced energy. Knight of Cups, again, in the environmental energy that is fueling us wanting to run from this. So this love offer is coming in. I just got it, and that's instead of a squeeze, it's a distinct beep. This love offer comes in, guys, and we self-sabotage. We don't even really notice that we're doing it because others have left us out in the past, or we've watched our parents perhaps and grandparents suffer through relationships. We think that's all that's ever going to be. And I'm here to tell you, we cannot run away here with this Seven of Swords energy from what's in the silver moon. This is what stops the cycle. If you're here, a lot of us are tasked. We task ourselves, our soul tasked our human bodies with healing generational trauma. And that is kick anything out of bed that's not in balance. Okay. Even if they're hot enough to eat crackers and you wouldn't mind. It's about the balance of energy. Okay. And that's what ends the cycle. We've got this special outcome energy here. It's about opening up our heart, increasing our frequency, brings in a vibrational matched partner, a vibrationally matched partner. And again, King of Swords pointing to transformation in Pluto. Okay. An unexpected thunderstorm. Those are going to happen. Trust yourself. You've been through some shit. You can get through whatever this is. You can get through all this mind nonsense. Okay. Fueling the Two of Pentacles here in the recent past, Three of Wands manifestation. But how are we going to manifest when we're still clinging to the bumper of the past, guys? She's up to her thighs in emotion on this. And if that's the place from when what we're manifesting, we're dressed for the party. We're going to be tardy if we don't get in there. Whatever we've been manifesting, it's from a place of lack because there's the lightning bolts, the ghosts of the past, the ghosts of boyfriends and girlfriends past, right? I said it a million times, 5 and 5, you learned the lesson here. If we want peace from feeling alone, feeling lost, feeling confused, feeling like I'm just going to get creamed again if I open myself up to love. It's not the case. You don't need, if you say, I don't trust anybody, there's the devil, there's your devil. It's not about trusting other people. We can't control them, right? We only can control how we respond instead of react. I didn't even see her sitting there. That is our devil. Okay. If you have been that person, I know I have been that person, but that's been a long time ago. I don't trust anybody. Well, when you learn to trust yourselves, you don't have to. We're not supposed to put all of our faith and trust outside of ourselves. What's going to happen is going to happen. You agreed to learn that lesson as a soul together, as two souls together for a reason. The block here of this truth, look at all these swords. I can't get over it. There's our Ned Stark. The block is that, again, the situation that you're clinging to as the queen, instead of facing our truth and going on our way to have some fun, maybe even in New Orleans and celebrate here, is that we're trying to die on this sword. We're not willing as of yet to let it go, or we're not willing yet to see or place blame outside of ourselves. We're still doing that. Okay. And look what we're walking away from come next full moon. On a Silver Moon. Did anybody figure out the song? I can't find it. I cannot find it. All right, here. So let's see. Our energy of today, the Hanged Man, we have the date adding up to 30 when we take 10 plus 11 plus 9. Let me know what you were doing in 1995. That'd be 30 years ago. And this is my Pink in concert, swinging from the rafters on her silks. And the Hanged Man, this spiritual enlightenment, the love has been on pause because we were supposed to look under the bed. All right. Victory comes here with balanced energy, and that is another Ace of Cups coming to us. And look at that, because we balanced our own Ace of Cups, which was the situation last reading. We discover a higher realm of reality, a higher dimension. We're harmonizing our inner, our micro, and then magically pentacles fall from the sky, focusing on the love, the pentacles and the money, time, energy comes. The most love in the entire freaking deck for ourselves not only brings in this Two of Cups. I want to pull and see what that Two of Cups is. Uh-oh, looks like that was the interwebs acting up there. I hope you can hear me okay. And this is what we lovingly, this knowledge, okay, not only opens up our psychic abilities with that Hanged Man. So these are for the people who have not yet seen. You're just coming into, should I open the Pandora's box? Should I open it? I'm afraid to open it though, Ange, because I don't trust other people. You only have to trust yourself. Only have to trust yourself. I know it takes strength. I know it does. Lemniscape of inner yin and yang. All right. And there's the Six of Swords. That would have been the fourth of the outcome cards coming out here to be fueled with strength here. So Spirit's offering you a hand, not once, but twice. And that's because we are facing the truth of what's underneath our own bed, okay, in the psyche. Let's go ahead and get I want to get advice for each sign. In that last reading, when I was going through, I skipped over Aquarius, and it's like, yeah, that's what this is about. I'm trying to skip over the Five Swords of that unexpected thunderstorm. And that's why that reading felt so frustrating, because I could not get to well, what are we waiting for then of it? What is the advice for this particular reading for viewers that resonate with this energy here? You're just getting ready to open Pandora's box. There's our star energy, where we had the last reading with that hummingbird. And again, that came out on the water energy. This is our water trine, guys. At the bottom of that kite, in my notes, you'll see what is the apex. The apex is Venus in Virgo. She's in her last few degrees of lessons. So this is all about love. And it's coming, but do we dare to re-examine and remember a time when we kept trying to fit a square peg into a round hole? preferably when you were a teenager. That's exactly when we do a lot of that. And as we become adults, it's like we don't really even think about it because it's subconscious, right? So that energy is about motivate. And I'll read us what our advice here is. M blue, throat chakra, speak it, lots of swords, speak your truth. And I wrote down to transform, focus on the truth, Ace of Swords, of your desire, not what you fear changing. Okay, because then that is what we'll get more of, and we'll be delayed into this Two of Cups even more, and perhaps not even reach the spiritual enlightenment portion. Okay, let's look at this. Book's a little hard to find because it's not alphabetical. Let me go back to the beginning. So motivated by our star here, and what is our long-held dream? What is our desire? What's our wish? Even if we haven't ever voiced it to anyone, what is that? In order to get it, we have to bring it into light and know and feel that we already have it. Okay. Maybe that might just have to be good enough there, just with my own interpretation there, since I cannot find a glossary. Okay, so motivate, crossed by. There's our YOLO. Okay, YOLO. You only live once. There is our yellow energy of today, which is all about our own happiness, our solar plexus, and passion, right? So passion in spades, like the last reading, but this is our motivator now. We have to be driven towards what we desire. We are supposed to be harvesting that right now. Daddy Sadie's lesson is what is on the other side of Venus. And that forces Venus into this position of, all right, I got to walk away from what is not true and only move forward with what is true from here on out. Okay. That's the change here. And again, we're being supported by 17 energy. Was on the bottom of the deck, the scholar. Okay. What do we learn about how we got pushed out of things before when we stayed too long at the party? All right. Okay. Let me go ahead and see maybe if I can get what these details might be for each one of us or each of the signs. Let's go here and ask, how can we be motivated to open up Pandora's box? This is something that is just now opening up in the energy to us, if this reading is for you. All right. So, yeah. Are we wasting our energy? How are we trying to fit a square peg into a round hole? It's arrogant wastefulness. We're wasting the wine. We're wasting the time. The sand timer's going. When are we going to do it? If not now, when? Because then you become this unstoppable force. Knight of Swords right here then gets uprighted. We're no longer clinging to tradition or to duty or to the dreaded shoulds of the past. And there's Three of Wands, as if to confirm there. That was in our recent past as well. Okay. We got to stop wasting time. We got to be ready to go. We got work to do. We got light to share. I'm heading out. Healing. Yeah, I know it is healing. I've got to head out as well. Oh, so I don't forget Aquarius again. Let me get them a card here real quick. How can what unexpected thunderstorm are we going through here? Advice for Aquarius. So I'll make up for it right now, guys. Remember that key came out, and the butterfly of transformation came out with that six-pointed Merkaba star on Earth, and it's all Venus, the apex of that kite. It's not an exact kite like it was the last few days prior. There's a little bit of a break at the top. So in my notes I wrote, you can't fly a broken kite. All right. 14, temperance energy. The lacking of turning the wisdom into knowledge. You got that Hermit energy helping us right now. Venus is there finishing out her cycle in Capricorn, or excuse me, in Virgo energy. So Aquarius, act as if. Well, I already said that, but okay. We are getting in the energy of what we want to receive. There's the rabbit. 49. That's a 13 energy of butterfly, death, and transformation. Okay. So we ain't getting away from the transformation, guys. Pluto's going to be here 20 years. If you can go kicking and screaming, we can do that all we want, but still going. Okay. Kicking and screaming, maybe, but we going. All right. And then for the rest here. Okay. After Libra, Scorpio energy here. What is the advice for Scorpio? Focusing on the desire and not the fear. How can Scorpio focus on the desire and not the fear? Well, here's the victory. Focus on what you do want, not what you're scared of happening again. Glorious win. And there's the magician energy. That was the heart of our reading the last time I used the deck. Manifesting reward. So if we make these changes now, we do the journaling exercises, we look at what's under our own bed, we move from the Queen of Swords, letting the past follow us, and into Spirit saying, okay, now it's just one more thing. Now the King. Now we got to walk towards that truth, no matter how hard that is. You're going to do it anyway by the end of North Node in Pisces. And I'd rather be led than shoved. How about y'all? Emperor energy underneath there, all four kings, King of Cups and King of Swords came out today in this reading. That's 2 out of the 4. We saw the King of Wands in the pre-shuffle. Did not see and the King of Cups. They were both in the pre-shuffle. Okay, so it's brewing. It's brewing in the energy, strong leadership energy right there. Okay, Scorpio, and there's that lemniscate of balance. And 33, how do we get out of this mental prison? Because it's a thief of our peace. Focus on what we do want. See it happening in your mind's eye. Hey, if it works for Olympic athletes, it works for us, right? Sagittarius, that's a fascinating study. So when Olympic athletes were sleeping, were sleeping, and they were visualizing how they were going to win in an event, the electrodes that they had hooked up to them, the muscles still fired in the same way they would as if they were doing the activity physically. That's manifesting 101. Okay. They see the win, their body responds to the win of what their mental picture is. That's how that works. I thought I had a flyer here. Did I not have a flyer? I've seen that before where I saw in the video, I'm like, and it's over there. And I didn't see it. Well, okay. Well, we had some flippers here. Judgment call. Okay. Talk about Scorpio energy moving from Scorpio into Sag, earned reward, Page of Cups, new excitement, new love, the 2 of Cups energy. We still have Cupid and Virgo as well. And let's see, reaching for a higher level of service, 3 of Pentacles there. We had 3 of Pentacles in the heart of our reading last time, and 8 of Wands accelerating quickly. So again, by Sag season, finding this puzzle piece, been saying it forever, you get this big asterisk dream coming true here for you by Sag season. Queen of Pentacles, there is our lower octave Empress energy, peaceful abundance. And these are all butterflies around her. Can totally transform this by Sag season, guys. This is the end of next month. Okay, it's not that far away. Capricorn, what about Capricorn? Can't believe that rabbit came out, plus that Sabian symbol of Fortuna, how to turn luck in our favor, a man dreaming of fairies. I mean, wow. All right. So, Capricorn, grateful togetherness, 4 of Wands. I don't know if someone is scheduled to come home from the service or this reading here connects you to that person or someone in your family. Yeah, this is someone you know here, Capricorn, lovingly complete. There is the green heart chakra, and we have the green album. I put a heart above that on my notes for the Weezer song. Okay. And there's that throwing caution to the wind, rapid fire planning. See how the energy is speeding up? I think that's why it's my only explanation of why I keep getting like heavy metal songs. Okay. Let's go ahead and not forget Aquarius again this time. Okay. Just trying to skip right over the transformation, huh? But I don't want to do the scary part and hard part. Okay. All right. Aquarius, advice for you about focusing on the truth of your desire. Focusing on the truth for Aquarius, focusing on the truth of your desire. 8 of Cups, stagnant routine. And we've got 8 of Cups, bookend or not bookending, pushing the King of Swords ahead. Okay, so again, I said what Spirit wants us to know, we got to transform Pluto in Aquarius. And I've got 8 of Cups again. We're supposed to be walking away from something during that Aries full moon that did not serve. That was an illusion or a fairy tale, even if it was just us clinging on to what we had hoped it would be. Yeah, friction and conflict. Like, this doesn't feel good, Aquarius. All right, frictional conflict. It doesn't feel good, but this is clinging just onto whatever is stable. So if it's always tumultuous, well, and you're like, well, that's better the devil I know. No, it's not. It's still a damn devil. All right. It's overtime to go here. It's overtime here to transform. I'm late for a very important date. Open the Pandora's box. Okay, let's go to Pisces. Justice tried to come out here in reverse, which is unfair bias. I feel like that's against yourself, though. You're making a harsh judgment against yourself for fearing change, for clinging on to the bumper, for allowing your own devil to continue a cycle. Well, here's your chance to right that balance, Pisces. We're supposed to be pulling to our desires. And if that's in reverse, the daddy saddy lesson of Pisces is the harvest moon. If we're still in imbalance here, Pisces, it's because you're not going towards the fulfillment of your desire. We're not being honest about it. Okay. The desire is the desire, guys. It's hidden in our moon still. Okay. Shadowed illusion. Okay. And remember, we got Neptune in Aries now to help bring in the reality of the situation. The very first Sabian lesson, and we saw that there in that first oracle. Okay, Aries, speaking of sideways. All right, you wanted to come out sideways. So that means it's going to go this way, counterclockwise, withstanding adversity. That was the situation of our last reading. So Aries, you're using that moon energy, and that is fueled by patience to succeed. Okay. And I feel like that could be even advice for everyone, because that whole reading, we still were in full moon energy. And 9 of Wands is you're almost there. Keep going. I know you're tired. We're all tired. I know it. Keep going. You're almost there. Okay. And again, fueled by the Knight of Coins, it's just going to take a little Axl Rose patience. All right. Taurus. Advice for Taurus: claiming and being honest, voicing what they truly desire. Wish granted, Taurus, especially if you take a risk. Okay. Nine of Cups is kind of our minor arcana star energy there. Wish is granted if what? We choose a different path. I know you always like the same door, but when we choose a different door, we get to move forward towards our wishes granted. Okay. What about for Gemini here? Our glass bottomed boat in still water, Uranus changing, Nine of Swords in reverse. Woohoo! And that is a Gemini card, accepting past trauma. Uncovering, what's the shocking surprise? Is that we uncover fresh new dimensions of life. We move from discernment into our truth and into the highest frequency of love in the entire deck. And to boot, that brings in this psychic ability as well, accepting what things for what they were. Okay, Page of Swords. Strategic solutioning. This took a hot minute here, Taurus, didn't it? What I just say about Queen of Cups stepping into their High Priestess, stepping into their psychic abilities. Decisive intuition also draws me to Chiron, a man possessed of more gifts than he can hold. We're healing lack mindset. Okay. Part of the reading. All right. Cancer. Cancer energy, a woman and two men on a bit of sunlit land facing south. 23 degrees it was this morning. Let's see, 23 degrees, 37 minutes. That's a 15. We had devil fueling near future energy here. Fears could be still coming up. Obviously, they do, especially because Virgo is the apex of that kite. All right. Thank you. Empress energy, baby. Cancer. Okay, you want what you want, what you want. Water trine in the sky. Today is the Empress energy of the path of surrender, our solar plexus. And see how she's got the whole world in her hands? That she does. And Cancer, your driving energy power card is here for you too. Persevering willpower, the Chariot energy, lest we run it off the road when we're not feeling whatever past that was. Okay. Leo, poor little Leo, sunshine just after a storm. No wonder the last couple Leo advices have seemed just not very Leo like. Two of coins in reverse. Okay. That's reassessing our lemniscate energy here, reassessing our busyness. Staying busy so we don't have to face that monster under the bed of our own psyche. Okay, so we learn in that lesson, and there's your Four of Swords of healing when we do. Earned rest. You don't have to run all the time. You don't have to run yourself ragged. Yes, I know you want the things that you want, but we've got sunshine just after a storm. So rest after whatever storm you just been through. Okay, there's healing here. And I did just mention that we're getting ready to shift for Libra into Four of Swords out of Three of Swords by Monday. Okay. All right. And for Virgo, what is the advice for Venus and Virgo for us all? It's about honing our will to exceptional levels. All right, here. What about for Virgo? Advice for the divine feminine energies. We got our flipper. 10 of Wands. Set down the burdens of the past, Venus. Okay. That again is at the apex of the kite, and that's ritualizing mundane life. It is the energy of a tea party, and then we moved into the tea party. It was Grand Dames at tea. And then before I got on here, I had to click up to the next lesson because Venus is moving pretty quickly. Heavy burdens. You don't have to take them all on here, Virgo. 9 of Pentacles, prosperous victory. And we've got 9 of Cups in the read here, wish fulfillment coming. When you set down the burden, when Venus releases tradition, when she, what else did I write down here? What are we not taking a chance on the first page of notes? What are we learning to surrender, but kicking and screaming as we go? And it reminded me of getting a shot when I was little, but way too old to be screaming and crying enough to have him hold you down. Like, I look back on that self and go, that was effing ridiculous. I was way too old to be running from a damn nurse with a needle. I hated needles that much. So what are we resisting change? What are we resisting surrendering to love or alchemizing pain into wisdom? That's the Venus energy here. What do you got to put down? What does our Venus have to put down? Look at where those last degrees of Virgo in your chart are, and that'll help give you a clue of what burden you need to set down here. Virgo rising, I know quite a few of them, Diana. Wow. Okay, guys. That's going to be it for me today. I hope this reading has helped you. I do want to get into the energetics of my notes because it was a lot. I want to give you a little bit of time if you're a journaler to go through those and maybe just jot about those questions, because if you're still like, I don't know what monster's under my bed, Ange, if it's subconscious, how am I supposed to know? I feel like that those journaling prompts are going to help you get there. Okay. Add as much love from my heart to yours. I'm going to go catch the end of the game. I hope we're still creaming them like we were come halftime. But thanks so much for being here, guys. And I will catch you next time. Much love from me to you. Bye-bye for now.